Hello, and welcome to Los Angeles with me, Los Angeles. Now, today I'm joined by the wonderful Nicola Swanborough. Now, Nicola, me and you work closely together on the development of saxophone, didn't we?
We certainly did, yes, for a long time.
Yes. Um, here, I hear that you are retiring.
I
How,
am, yes, yeah, you've just caught me actually because I'm retiring on Thursday of this week.
oh, a huge congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
it'll be quite sad because I've been here for 17 years, so it's
yeah,
been a huge part of my life.
really. Right again, get into it, shall we?
Yes, yes, let's do that.
Yeah, first of all, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Was a really good question to start with, Zach. And I thought about that long and hard. And I mean, there's so many amazing places in the world that I could go to, and I haven't been to that many places in the world. But I think if I could go anywhere, it would be to a very small village in the southeast of Sweden. And that is specifically because my eldest son lives there with his family. And when I thought about it, I thought, well, I could go to the Victoria Falls or go up the Amazon or go to the Rift Valley, amazing places. But at the end of the day, I think family trumps anywhere that I could read about anywhere, but there's nothing like seeing people in the flesh and giving them a
Definitely.
hug, and particularly my two little grandchildren. So, yes, it would be a small village on the Baltic Sea.
Tell you what, that sounds absolutely gorgeous. That sounds gorgeous.
I don't know about gorgeous. It's very windy. It's
Well,
very quiet and very lovely. It's yeah,
yeah,
right on the sea, and it is very windy. But yeah, it's a lovely place to visit. I go there as often as I can do.
now, if you could have a meal with five favorite people dead or alive, who would it be? And why?
Yeah, that's another good question, and it could be endless, couldn't it? So I came up with a list. I think top of my list would probably be the comedian Victoria Wood, who died a few years ago. I was lucky enough to meet her, to do an interview with her, so it'd be nice to follow on that conversation with her
Yes, definitely.
again. And I suppose when I met her, she said one of the things that I remember most was she said she didn't always see the funny side of things straight away. It often took her quite a long time to sort of compute things and see the funny side. And
Mm,
so I was wondering how she would feel. I'm sure she would not see the funny side of having died in her prime, really.
mm.
So I'd like to talk to her about that, and really just to see whether she might have another song for us from the other side of the grave, because I think we miss her.
Yeah,
Or I certainly do. I miss her talent. Um, so yeah, so Victoria Wood. Also, I think Charles Darwin, the biologist,
that'd
and
be great
obviously,
to have.
yes, father of the theory of evolution. And I think particularly working at the Epilepsy Society, where we carry out some amazing genetic research.
Yeah,
And that all stems really from the beginning of his theory of evolution. And I'd be quite interested to ask him about what he thought of our research and where he thought it should be going, and if he
yeah.
had any insights. So he would
That
be top
would
on my
be
list.
great to have. He would be great to have.
Yeah, I think he would, wouldn't he? Absolutely.
Especially like you say with the work that the society do. I think it would be great to see what his thoughts are on
Yes.
the work that you guys do.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think absolutely. Okay. Okay, yeah. So another person who I would like to invite for dinner would be Rosalind Franklin, the scientist. And again, I think I must 17 years of the Epilepsy Societies. influenced the way I think. So
yeah,
Rosalind Franklin was crucial to the discovery of DNA, but she was never credited. She never got the correct credit in her lifetime. She has done more so. She's been recognised since her death. But I'd like to find out a bit more about what it was like for her working in a very male-dominated environment,
mm,
and what the attitudes were to her, when she was making groundbreaking discoveries and just not getting the credit.
yeah. I think that be Darwin. I think that should be great to have. Um, she
Yeah.
definitely be a good one to have.
Yes, yes. So then I was thinking outside of science, but people who have really sort of who are quite inspirational and
Yeah,
who I much admire. I was thinking of the suffragettes,
yeah,
who who campaigned for women's rights,
yeah,
which is, just been so amazing. And the one that really always stands out for me is Emily Davison, who is the woman who threw herself in front of the king's horse at
yeah,
Epsom Downs.
yes,
Um, and it was Tattenham, I think it was Tattenham Corner, where she threw herself in front of the king's horse. And it's somewhere where I sometimes go to on the train with my little granddaughter.
yeah,
So it always feels very poignant to be there and to think of
yeah,
such a milestone in the suffragettes campaign. And then I thought for my fifth one, I think that's four, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah. So I
yeah,
thought for my fifth one, I thought I ought to lighten the mood a little bit. We
yeah,
have got Victoria Wood,
yeah.
so I thought somebody who has been one of my great heroes ever since I was a child was Fred Astaire, the tap
Oh,
dancer,
yes.
and I just love watching his films, watching him dance with all his different partners.
Mm,
And there's always been an awful lot of uh, conjecture about whether he got on with Ginger Rogers, who was perhaps one of his most famous partners. So it would be very nice to be able to meet him face to face and
enough.
find out,
Yeah,
yes, find out all the gossip, and
yes,
also how he did all those amazing tap dancing routines.
yeah.
So yes, I think those would be my five guests. I hope I haven't got to say what I'm going to cook for them.
No, you know, and
Good.
when we go on to about we now go on to your work at the society, and what have been your favourite part of working at the Epilepsy Society?
What has been the best part of working here?
Your favourite,
Um, yes. Well, I think so many things, actually, so many things. But I think that supporting people with epilepsy, I
yeah,
mean, I think epilepsy is one of the most challenging conditions. Obviously, it's a spectrum condition. So some people can live their lives very well with epilepsy, and some people have a really, really challenging time. But what really impresses me with everybody and with those around the person with epilepsy is their resilience, and how, in spite of the fact that they're having seizures and the impact of seizures and the side effects of medication, they still get up, they still carry on, they still make the most of life. Um, and I think that's it. That is very inspiring. It really inspires me in my work. It has inspired me over the years in my work at the Epilepsy Society to do the best I can for those people and to support them. Um, and yeah, and as I say, it's the people around them as well, particularly the parents and siblings of people with epilepsy, who are always so supportive and always
yeah,
have their back and make epilepsy seem very normal.
yeah. I was, yeah, I mean, it is, yeah, it doesn't really get talked about a great deal, does it?
Well, no, it doesn't. Not as much. People don't seem to know about epilepsy
Yeah,
in the way that they do a lot of conditions.
yeah,
And, we do our best to talk about it. We do our best to raise awareness. And recently been working with the team of BBC EastEnders on an epilepsy storyline, and
Talk about that.
that is really powerful. You know, for primetime television, and it's on BBC iPlayer, and
Yeah,
it's a very real gritty storyline with epilepsy, and it not only shows a teenager and how it affects him, you know, with his desire to drive and to have an independent life, but it also really shows the impact it has on his friends and family.
yeah,
So, you know, so that has been a great opportunity.
I can imagine. Now, what made you want to work at the society?
Well, yes, that is a good question, Zach. And I had to really sort of think back to when I first came to work here. And in actual fact, I'd have to be honest and say that I didn't set out to work at the Epilepsy Society.
Mm,
My background is journalism, so I'd always
yeah,
worked for national papers and magazines. And then for various reasons, I was a freelancer, and I decided I needed to get a full-time job, and I really wanted to work for a charity. I thought it would be a really interesting thing to do. And I came for an interview at the Epilepsy Society, not knowing much about it. But when I came here, it was such a warm place to work. The people here are so lovely. And when they were telling me about the cause and the impact of epilepsy and what they wanted to do, and I thought, yes, I'd really like to be a part of this.
yeah,
And it has been the most amazing time of my career, I have to say. You know, I've in my career as a journalist, I've been really fortunate to meet and interview lots of, I would say, celebrities. In fact, some of them are predate the days of celebrities. But a lot of famous people, you know, with fantastic stories, really interesting characters. I think that some of the most interesting people I've really interviewed in my career have been those people with epilepsy,
yeah,
because they have such backstories, and, as I say, such resilience, and they're such interesting and brave people.
yeah,
And you know, and they don't sit around waiting for us to help them. They help us to, you know,
yeah,
um, push epilepsy up the political agenda, and you know, the people who are out there fundraising for us is just it's just awe inspiring.
definitely. Correct about the team. I can definitely vouch for the fact that the team at the society is a great one. And yeah, the work that you guys do is for people like me with epilepsy is absolutely astonishing.
Oh, well, that's lovely of you to say so,
Yeah.
Zach. You know, I mean,
But
we
having worked with you, having worked with yourself and under the society
yes,
on that far, that,
yes.
yeah, it is definitely a great
Yeah,
challenge.
and I think that you've seen firsthand, haven't you,
Yeah,
how people like Kim Leadbeater and
yeah,
other MPs, Dean Russell and Suzanne Webb, how people were just so willing to help out with Zach's Law.
yeah,
Um, and it will always remain with me the day that you were on the television with your mum, and you'd done your fundraiser, hadn't you? And when people heard about you being attacked on
yeah,
social media, how people were just donating, weren't they? You
yeah.
know, that the sum of money that you were
Yeah, oh,
raising.
that, yeah, that made me sick, that first interview.
Yes.
That was quite, definitely something.
Yeah, it was
Definitely
just
something.
phenomenal, wasn't it? And I think what it also shows is that there are far more good people in this world than there are the
That,
few
yeah,
with the few
yeah,
faults. Yes, yes. And also, of course, you know, you being on the television and talking about what happened, although it was always about the internet trolls, wasn't it? And we were trying to change the law, but that has also raised awareness of epilepsy. I think people have a, a, a greater understanding of it from hearing interviews like that.
yeah.
So, which is brilliant.
Now, keeping on the topic of that class, now obviously working at the society, you that what did it feel like to you guys that work there when that law passed? How did it feel?
Well, how does it feel? It was oh, it was an absolute moment. I was I mean the day that were myself and my colleague Nathan, who you will
Yeah,
remember, we were sitting in the office here watching Parliament Live, watching
yeah,
a presentation, so where Kim Leadbeater and Suzanne Webb and others were really putting the case to Chris Phil
yeah,
about Zach's law and why it should be included in the online safety bill.
mm,
And at that point, we still weren't sure that it would be. You know, we knew that they wanted to change the law, but it may not have been as part of the Online Safety Act.
yes,
And we'd worked with the Law Commission and the Ministry of Justice. So we were sitting listening to the debate with no real expectations. And then Chris Philp suddenly said, you know, after all their speeches, that he was going to include it in the online safety bill,
yeah,
and it was a done deal. And we almost fell off our chairs, to be honest.
yeah,
It was just so exciting. I don't think
yeah,
anything can beat that moment. You know,
yeah,
oh, we were so pleased for you and for
yeah.
your mum and for everybody who had worked so hard on that.
Well, obviously, you guys been working on it way before we got involved. So obviously, it must have felt like, in a sense, like a weight lifted off your shoulders.
Uh, yeah,
It must have
it
felt,
was.
you must have felt relieved that you didn't have, in a sense, you didn't have to campaign for that anymore, but you still have to campaign for others.
Yes, absolutely. But you know, I think that by Zach's law really taught us a lot about how if you fight for justice, then people will listen and they will make that justice happen. And
Yeah,
I think that has spurred us on with our current campaigns as well. I mean, the campaign that we went on to since Zach's law has been about we're trying to get a medical exemption for people who damage their teeth in the course
yes,
of a seizure. And I
yes,
think we've learned so much from Zach's law. So that is really helping with other campaigns. So you know, it's continuous. So Zach's law doesn't sort of stop there. And also, we've shared Zach's law with other countries, and we hope that that will inspire them to bring in similar sort of
yes, because
legislation.
I know, because there's been Australia that we're going to try to implement it.
Yeah, I mean, Australia and Canada were both
Yeah,
interested. And we haven't really heard anything
yeah,
since. But I'm sure they're having conversations, and really, you've set the gold standard in what we can achieve. The
yeah.
thing is, I don't. The thing they probably haven't got another Zach Eagling to,
No,
you know,
no,
to front their campaigns. So, and I think we were very lucky, weren't we? In that, I mean, it was not so lucky that it was during the pandemic, but we had some fantastic online meetings, didn't we?
definitely. I mean, I can see envision us on the meeting the with Meta, with
Yes.
the Giphy, and all the different X and all the
Yes,
different media platforms. And to see us all on that was just incredible. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we met with all the social media platforms, didn't we? And they came along when we had the panel event at the Conservative Party conference,
Yes,
when we had the editor of the Daily Express chairing the meeting.
yes,
And you met with Rishi Sunak then, didn't you, for the first time? Not for the
yes,
last time, because of course
yeah,
he awarded your Points of Light award, which
yeah.
was fantastic, wasn't it? And I think that was the same day that you met Keir Starmer, wasn't it?
He
I,
pulled the right one.
yeah, I think you did. I think you and Kim met Keir
Yeah,
Starmer.
so in a little bit, the House of Commons, we
Yes.
out of commission now. of it.
Yes, yes,
So
yeah,
he was passing by up to the colony,
yes,
the colony to see us.
yes,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, like, that was the last time that I met him. I'm seeing him more recently.
Oh,
And
have you?
I've written a lot.
Oh, of course, yes,
Yeah,
yes. So it's been a real whirlwind for you, actually, hasn't it,
I
Zach?
know.
Yes.
I'm not bloody stopped.
No, no. I mean, the picture of you there with all the Strictly team and
uh,
you know, the fantastic thing is that all really raises awareness.
yeah,
You know, it's lots of glamour and lots of light, but lots of people listening to exactly what
I mean,
epilepsy
we've
is all
got
about.
eight, 800 people in there.
Oh, we're there.
Yeah,
Yes.
800 people.
And
And
it must have been a wonderful night for you.
it was absolutely amazing. And honestly, it's like, it's such an honor to receive such a big accolade like the Crown Britain. Because you see ordinary people doing, well, extraordinary things.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It's an incredible night, isn't it? And
Yeah,
so just so inspiring. And I think you can always tell that the celebrities are very humbled by
yes,
the stories that
obviously.
they hear. I
And
think it's very genuine.
obviously, if all of them that I'm at, they're all down to earth and lovely.
Yes, yeah, or just amazing. And I must say, we've got screens around our site now, electronic screens where we
Great.
show reels of different things, and we always have the Pride of Britain Awards is playing there. Yes, and also in the reception as you come into Epilepsy Society, on the wall is the plaque, the Zach's Law plaque. Yeah, and then in the
Oh,
cabinet, so all the awards
what
that we've
about
got.
this too? What from this Tory party, from the party conference, have still got the plaque.
Oh,
Yeah,
have you?
yeah, it's up there. Yeah,
Oh, right.
there's that floor plaque
Yes, yes. Oh, fantastic.
still got it.
Fantastic.
But yeah, thank you all for watching or listening to our first episode. I've been lucky with her very special guest, Nicola Swanborough. If you like this episode and want to hear more from me, please follow us wherever you get your podcast and make sure to press the bell to get notifications of when we let upload. Thank you again.